Hey guys, it's Erin with Hand Stamp Style, and I am so excited to show you how to create these adorable little luminary votive decorative holders. Inside each one of these, I have one of those battery operated candles, and when you light it up, when the lights are kind of dim, you can see there's like an orange glow inside of the shapes here. And I'm going to show you how to create these. We've only decorated the front of these. I kind of made these as sort of like a mantle decoration in mind when I decided to put these together. So that's why I didn't bother to decorate all the sides. You totally can if you want to, but for time's sake, I'm just going to show you how to do the fronts. And you can embellish these as, you know, more if you would like. I kept mine just a little simple, but what's really cool is when you turn those candles on, these vellum spots here, they turn orange and they look obviously like moons. And so I'm going to show you how to do this front one, the bee. They all are done exactly the same except for this bee. The rest of these we just use a round circle punch. So let me show you how to create these. What you're going to start out with first is a piece of cardstock, and we're going to be using Base of Black, and it needs to measure 6.5 inches up and down and 10.5, I'm sorry, it's like auto zooming on me, 10.5 inches from side to side. So cut your cardstock to that measurement first, and then you will score it to be able to make your box. So let me show you how to do that. So you are going to get out either your trimmer, which has a scoring blade on it, or your Simply Scored will work just fine too. So you can use either one of those. All right, and what we're going to start out with first, so basically we're going to start with this far side, and we are going to score it every 2.5 inches until we get to the very end. So you'll score it at 2.5 inches. And then you'll score it at 5 inches. Then again at 1, 2.5. That is 7.5 inches. 1, 2.5. And then at 10 inches. And you're left with this little flap. This is what you're going to connect to make your box. You're going to rotate it and you're going to score it at, sorry, you're actually going to want to, from here, you're going to want to rotate it this direction so that your flap is at the bottom, and you're going to want to score it at 2.5 inches again. Get that in there. Just like so. So you're left with a box just like this. Now what you're going to want to do is cut out this little section. I know it's hard to see on the camera because can you see those score lines there? You're going to want to cut out that little section there because we actually won't need that when we are creating our box. So we're going to go ahead and snip that out just like so. Now before you fold in all your score lines, we're going to punch our spots that we need open for our luminary. Now one thing to keep in mind when you actually attach this, this little flap here is going to attach on this far side, way over here. So when you are making your hole for this side, I would do it closer to the score line because you're going to need a little bit of space for this flap to connect, and you don't want the flap to show through your little the side of your open spot there. So we're going to flip it this direction so that I can actually position the punch. And I'm going to start with a 1 3/4 circle punch. Now the other thing that you want to try and figure out, I actually make the front of my box one of these two spots. So I'm just going to decide to make this one my front. This is going to be where I put the boo or the bee. So I'm going to do the rest, those remaining 3, with just circles, just to make it easy, because the bee does take a little bit of patience to create, so I only did one of them. All right, so we've got our 3 holes. Those will be our moons. Now to create the bee, I used a 1 1/4 inch circle, and I put it down as far as I could get it in the thing like that. And then I came back with a 1-inch circle and I did it kind of, you're not gonna be able to put it in any lower, so you're gonna want to do it a little bit higher. And do you see how I have like a little bit of that poking through empty space? This way it makes a nice B shape right here for you. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is take your scissors and you're going to want to flatten out, make this kind of a flat B. So I'm going to start here at the corner and I'm going to bring that out like that. I'm going to do the same thing to the top. This side's kind of tricky without like bending your thing there. And we'll clean this up in a little bit. And then I'm going to just cut straight up just like that. Now, if this is a little too messy for you up here, this is where you want to come back in and just clean it up with your scissors. There you go, just like that. Now we have our B, okay? We're actually going to put in our little vellum pieces. So in order to do that, we're gonna flip this over and we are going to, I've got 4 little pieces of vellum, and vellum is just like an opaque, almost white background. I don't know, it's just opaque, really. You can see through it, but it's really, really fuzzy. So we're going to put glue dots in each of the corners of these pieces. And as you put those on, we're just going to put them so that they cover our little openings, okay? We're going to do that for all of our spots here. All right, so now we have all of our pieces on. We're going to flip it back over and we are going to stamp our little bats onto our vellum pieces. And to do that, we're going to be using some Staz-on ink. This is an alcohol-based ink, which is kind of like Sharpie ink. So it adheres really nicely to non-porous surfaces, which is what this vellum is. It's not like traditional cardstock. And I'm just using the little bat image from, this is a Paper Pumpkin exclusive stamp set that I've got a little bat image that I'm using, but you can use any spooky bat image that you may have. There's actually a couple of them in a variety of stamp sets in the holiday catalog from Stampin' Up. And I'm just kind of putting this, you know, wherever. I don't always make each one of them exactly the same. Not that it probably would matter if you did. So I put those on there and we're going to give it a second to dry. And while that finishes drying, we're actually going to cut and fold on all of our score lines. So on these lower score lines, we're just going to trim up just to where it actually is scored. So we're going to do all those on the bottom. Then we're going to fold on all of our score lines. Now we're actually going to put the box together. We're going to put a little strip of sticky fast fuse here on the side, just like that, and we're going to flip this over. This is a really easy way to make sure that your boxes are always square. You're going to flip your project over and fold one of the flaps, just like that. Then you're going to fold the other side in on itself, and that will ensure that your box is completely square, that it's not lopsided. Then what we're going to do, I like to make sure that this seam is in the back, which is why I chose this one. I would have chosen one of these 2 sides to be my front. So what I want to do is make sure that this flap is the last one to close so that it's a nice clean seam on this side. So I'm going to close these side pieces and I'm going to place just a little bit of the fast fuse on this end. And then I'm going to flip it over and put a little bit more on this side here. There we go. Just like that. Now I'm just going to, again, I want this, I've got this all backwards. I want this one to be in the front. So I'm going to put this back one forward first. Okay. Then I'm going to place my hand inside so I can give it some tension. And I'm going to place this one down and secure it. And our basic box is complete. Now we're just going to embellish the front. In order to do that, we are going to be using this cute little pumpkin. And you can't really see it because it's on that white surface. We've got a ghost that we've cut out using a, this is the Fall Fest Framelits. And we're going to be using the coordinating stamp set that goes with these framelits to decorate them. So we're going to be stamping it with this pumpkin here and one of these faces. And then we cut out the ghost with just the framelit here. We're just using that straight. We're going to be using our pumpkin pie ink. And I'm going to ink up my stamp here. Place this down on my paper. And I'm just going to lay my stamp right over my die cut piece, just like that. And there's our pumpkin. Now we're going to come back with a little bit of Memento ink for the face. And we're just going to stamp that down just like so. So our little pumpkin is done. Then we're going to take some googly eyes and we are going to give our little ghost some wayward eyes, because what is cuter than a funny ghost instead of a super spooky ghost? Now I've got a little Stampin' Write marker here just in the basic black, and I'm using the journaling side of it, and I'm just going to draw kind of a face, and I'm going to fill it in just to kind of give him a little bit of character, just like that. And then we're just going to adhere these two to the front. We're going to be using some dimensionals to do that. And all I did was place 2 dimensionals behind the ghost. And I did one, actually, I lied. I used a little bit of fast fuse for him, just to apply him straight to the box. And then the ghost, these dimensionals are like double-sided foam stickers, basically, that give a little height to your project. And that's that. It's as simple as that. Super easy. And of course you would create all 3 of them just like this and decorate the fronts. Now, of course, this is the one we created here, but we also have this one in the middle that I just did the pumpkins on. And then this little guy, I put another ghost on him, but I gave him kind of a funny face. I gave him 2 different eyes, 2 different sizes, and kind of a funky mouth. And that is super cute. And like I said, when you light these up, the little circles come out orange, so they look like moons. It is super adorable. I hope you guys enjoyed this project, and feel free to like me on Facebook. Leave me any comments or questions that you might have. I'm always more than happy to answer those. And if you have a project that you'd like to see done or you're curious about, let me know, and I would love to make a video for you guys. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you come back real soon to see another fun project. Be creative, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind. You'll find inspiration. All I'm saying is you can do it. I want to hear you say, I am independent. I am dedicated. Doing it my way, doing it my way. Yes, I am. I am in control. I am. Watch me go. Doing it my way, doing it my way. Can you hear me say, yes, I am. Destiny require every dream to believe. Take the chance, lead the dance, and run with what is in your heart. Let the magic start. You're in charge. Yes, you can. What's the plan? Come on, let's do this and do it now. I want to hear you shout.